You know how Democrats are always talking about this blue wall? They got this bizarre fantasy that there's this blue wall where, the Democrats just have all this, all this influence, all this control, and the blue wall, the blue wall. You hear about the blue wall during every election. Well, the blue wall collapsed like the Berlin Wall, right, in the election. But there has been a major development that has happened this afternoon that is a major collapse of the blue wall of liberal garbage. And I'm going to play this for you, then we'll talk about it. This is the great Tom Homan, the incredible border czar who is going to repel Invasion USA back to Mexico. And he's on Fox. Listen, this is border czar, Trump border czar Tom Homan. Listen.
The Democratic mayor in New York, Eric Adams, a former cop, is ready to work with you.
I hope so, because I've just been notified he wants to sit down and meet with me. I'm willing to meet with him. I'm willing to meet with anybody to help make their community safer. Because, again, prioritization out of the gate is public safety threats. Work with us on that. It makes your community safer. It keeps my officers safe. It keeps the community safe. Let's work together and get this done.
When's that meeting happen?
I haven't responded yet, but I'll respond this week.
Okay.
He'll respond this week, even though he's on television talking about that. For Eric Adams to call up Tom Homan to set up a meeting means that the blue wall in New York has fallen. He wants to repel the what do the liberals call them? The newcomers, the illegal invaders from New York City. This is huge. This is huge. The Democrat, I know, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, especially with all the crap. They're doing lawfare, the Democrats, against Eric Adams, right? He's been a victim of their lawfare because he dared just to vocalize opposition to the invasion of New York City. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. So Eric Adams, mayor of New York City is a big deal. Being the mayor of New York City is bigger than being the governor of pretty much every state. It's a big deal. Always has been. And it's one of the top Democrat jobs in the country. Certainly right now with the Democrats out of power, the mayor of New York City is one of the highest ranking Democrats in the United States. And for him to cooperate when you have, this is really an amazing development. And it's not like Trump or Tom Homan went to Eric Adams. This is Eric Adams reaching out to Trump and his team, and Tom Homan in particular, to deal with the invasion of New York City with the illegals. This is amazing. Not just because Eric Adams is a victim of the Biden, Kamala Harris, Merrick Garland lawfare because he challenged Biden, but you have all these low-level Democrat mayors, like this idiot racist mayor in Boston, this metrosexual leftist lunatic that's the mayor in Colorado. I'll go to jail and protect them. And for these low-level Democrat mayors to openly talk about an insurrection against the federal government by stopping and interfering with the deportations, to have Eric Adams reach out to Tom Homan and want to have us. I mean, what else would he want to meet with him about? That is huge. I'll play the clip again if you're just joining us. This is Tom Homan on Fox earlier today.
The Democratic mayor in New York, Eric Adams, a former cop, is ready to work with you.
I hope so, because I've just been notified he wants to sit down and meet with me. I'm willing to meet with him. I'm willing to meet with anybody to help make their community safer. Because, again, prioritization out of the gate is public safety threats. Work with us on that. It makes your community safer. It keeps my officers safe. It keeps the community safe. Let's work together and get this done.
When's that meeting happen?
I haven't responded yet, but I'll respond this week.
Okay. Yeah, well, he just responded live on Fox News. So yeah, this is huge. This is huge. I mean, this is, in fact, I would say that's probably. I mean, look what's happened. Just since like Wednesday, Mexico. This is all about the border and the invasion of the United States. The Mexican president has caved into Trump. Don't believe all this crap they tell you in the news. They're just doing the wishful thinking. The liberals in the media are trying to manifest some liberal BS truth. The president of Mexico caved. the Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau flew down here and kissed Trump's butt and ring and begged forgiveness, and he caved. And now we have the mayor of New York City caving. Here's the reality that I think we're starting to realize. It's not just that the Democrats and their ideas are unpopular. A lot of the Democrats' ideas are unpopular with Democrats. And a lot of Democrats, because of this cancel culture that the Democrats have going on, that if you look at Adams, he questions them and then boom. Next thing you know, he's like, indictments are coming, So a lot of Democrats are living in fear. They don't support this woke crap and this tearing down of the country that the Democrats are behind, but they kept their mouth shut because they're afraid of being canceled or getting indictments like Eric Adams. So this is big. And then now President Trump posted on Truth Social today, and this is another thing. This is just absolutely amazing. First off, I love that President Trump isn't wasting time talking to these jerk-offs in the media. Who gives a shit what Jim Acosta thinks about what Trump's doing? He's going to go to these jerk-offs and and try to get their approval. If Trump came out today with a cure for AIDS and cancer, Jim Acosta and Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper and Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid would have some problem with it, okay? So that he can do nothing right by these people. So he does not need to go to them. Just put out the post on Truth Social and let us know about it. But this is Trump, his warning about the hostages. Listen to this. Everybody is talking. This is President Trump on Truth Social. You may have seen this earlier. Everybody is talking about the hostages who are being held so violently, inhumanely, and against the will of the entire world in the Middle East. But it's all talk and no action. Please let this truth, and he capitalized every letter of truth, serve to represent that if the hostages are not released prior to January 20th, 2025, the date that I proudly assume office as President of the United States, there will be hell to pay in the Middle East. And for those in charge who perpetrated these atrocities against humanity, those responsible will be hit harder than anybody has been hit in the long and storied history of the United States of America. And then the last sentence, every letter of every word is capitalized. Release the hostages now, with an exclamation mark at the end. That's Trump. So Hamas better get their act together. Remember what Tucker said. Daddy's coming home and Daddy's pissed, all right? And Daddy's Trump is telling. This is amazing. I don't think we have ever seen a president-elect that has taken over leadership like this. I mean, Trump is not just leading the country; he's leading the world. Hamas, yeah, they better do what's right because Trump's not messing around. And Netanyahu is probably very excited to hear that. Oh, these are great. Isn't it nice to have the country back? Look at this wino hag, Kamala Harris. She came out yesterday, drunk off her ass with her husband. Happy holidays, with the eggnog, and all this DEI crap. And we need to have a comprehensive peace plan. And all. Trump says release the hostages are civilian hostages. Right? He released the hostages, or that's it. And they know what that means. They're done. They're done. I saw someone post on X today, Twitter, and I wish I would have thought of this morning because it was such a good point. They were talking about the Hunter Biden pardon, and they posted. I don't remember who posted it. I don't know if it was somebody famous or just or not, but they said, and they had a picture of Hunter and a picture of Barron. They said the FBI broke in and tossed Barron's bedroom, but they never once searched Hunter's bedroom. Never went into it. Didn't even enter it. Think about that. Here you got this scumbucket who traffics women for prostitution across state lines, pays them with his dad, his credit card, Joe Biden. And remember that one video where he had the prostitute in his living room waiting for like the Ukrainian pimp to come pick her up, and he kept saying to her, "You're okay, right? I didn't hurt you. I didn't do anything." Remember that? What the hell? This guy gets pardoned. This guy, they never search his house. They never search his bedroom, but Barron, he gets searched. I mean, this is, we're in a new phase now. This country, the last 4 years, has been run by outlaws and gangsters, degenerates, drug addicts, and corrupt public officials that take bribes. That's it, and we got good people coming back. And, so this is Jean-Pierre today on Trump's plane, Air Force One. Trump's letting Biden still use it. But this is Jean-Pierre talking to the reporters today.
I wanted to ask you, could those statements now be seen as lies?
Okay, now this reporter's asking Jean-Pierre about her and Joe saying that there was going to be no pardon, all right, for Hunter.
I wanted to ask you, could those statements now be seen as lies from the American people? Is there really a credibility issue here given now this announcement?
First of all, one of the things that the president always believes is to be truthful to the American people.
Be truthful to the American people. So now lies mean truth. War means peace. George Orwell, 1984. Now, has Jean-Pierre, she sent out any resume? She trying to get on The View? She better be looking for a job. She's going to have a job like in 49 days.
I wanted to ask you, could those statements now be seen as lies from the American people? Is there really a credibility issue here given now this announcement?
First of all, one of the things that the president always believes is to be truthful to the American people. That is something that he always truly believes. He came to this decision this weekend, so let's be very clear about that. He says it himself. And
how soon could the next round of, pardons could come?
I don't have a timeline for you. As you know, this usually happens towards the end, and so the president is going through that process. I'm not going to get ahead of him. But you can expect more announcements to come.
Yeah, you got to really wonder what crimes has Hunter committed for them to do this blanket pardon, which means any crime he's committed in all these years, known or unknown. So, like, if he did a crime that we don't know about yet, right? What could he have possibly done that they're being that they gave him this blanket pardon? He's done something bad. He's done some bad things. This is more than just Burisma. He has done some things that they don't want us to talk about. They didn't want it in writing, so they did the blanket pardon. That's what I was talking about this morning. Joe Biden is pardoning himself, but the reason he's being so vague, there's some hardcore scummy stuff they're covering up. There's no getting around it. I wanted to play. Let me see if I can find this clip. This is Scott Jennings on CNN. By the way, what's the name of the Jennings on Jeopardy? Kevin? Is that Kevin Jennings? Isn't there Jennings that hosts? 150 miles in his Porsche. I don't know, but this is Scott Jennings talking about the pardons on CNN.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So if your dad is vice president or president and you're a crackhead who traffics women for sex around America, which is what P. Diddy's in trouble for. What's gotten P. Diddy in trouble is flying these girls around on the private jets. This is what Hunter's been doing, right? Go get Miranda Devine's book, Laptop from Hell, right? But if you're one of the elites, you get free pass. And, I think the thing about this blanket pardon for crimes known and unknown, starting from 2014, my guess, a lot of people are saying, what did he do in 2014? Well, that's when he got the job with Burisma. The crimes that he may have done before that, there's probably a statute of limitations on, so they're not worried about the crimes before 2014. And we're back to this. This is Scott Jennings.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. And, you know, Joe Biden, and a lot of, with this pardon of this, his scummy son, okay, he really did a favor for us, Joe Biden. And, you know, Joe Biden, he's not as out of it as you think. He has good days and bad days. I get it. But you know, when he's doing his crime and his scumduggery in D.C., that's when he's, you know, that's when he's at his best. He's more clear-minded there. And he very well may be aware of this. Biden made it so much easier for Trump to pardon the J6ers. And, by the way, all the victims of the lawfare against him, which includes Bannon and others, Peter Navarro and all the others, right? I mean, these people are all going to get pardoned from Trump. And how are the left going to respond to that when Hunter Biden, who clearly did all kinds of crime, because he was convicted, right? He was just awaiting sentencing. He was convicted on these charges, you know. And federal gun charges are big freaking deal. Okay, anyone else would be in prison for that, even on a first offense. That's a big deal, federal gun charge. So this is they're in a panic on CNN over the pardons, because they understand it makes it easier for Trump to do all these pardons that he's going to do. But this is Manu Raju with what's her name, Dana Bash on CNN, talking about the pardon of Hunter.
Is that, and you say it's certainly from a lot of perspective, it's a stain on his legacy. The other way,
a stain. Can you imagine a stain? She's talking about a stain on Biden's legacy. What hell kind of legacy does Biden have? What about Biden's over 50 years in Washington, D.C.? Where's the positive legacy? Where's the honor? Right? If you were to go to Joe Biden's entire career from the time he was first in the Senate to now, what could you point to and said, wow, he did this. What a great thing Joe did. And I got to tell you, I don't know a damn thing. I cannot think of anything Joe Biden has. Can you, Kat? I can't think of it. Can you guys in the chat room let me know? His legacy. His whole legacy has been like this. Corruption.
it's certainly, from a lot of perspective, it's a stain on his legacy. The other way to look at it is that the
what about that cocaine in the in the West Wing? Is that a stain?
Legacy. The other way to look at it is that the criticism, given where we are in politics right now, is a lot of pearl clutching, particularly from Republicans who are criticizing him. And just wanted to remind our viewers what President Trump did during his first term. Just some of the people he pardoned: Joe Arpaio, Dinesh D'Souza, Michael Flynn, George Papadopoulos, Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Charles Kushner, Steve Bannon, Albert Pirro Jr., who's Judge Janine's husband, rather. And just
really, I didn't know that. Judge Janine's husband got a pardon? Well, I didn't know that. By Trump. Maybe that's why she's so pro-Trump on the 5. Did you guys know that Judge Janine's dad or husband got a pardon? I did not know that. Wow.
Looking particularly at Charles Kushner, just as an example. This is a family member.
Oh my goodness, a family member? Okay. When your child gets married, right? Do you consider your daughter's husband's dad like a close relative or something, like a son? That's pretty far removed. That's not people that are that close. That's like a third cousin kind of relationship. This is not your son that you've had doing crime for you. Okay? They're really grasping at straws here. Okay? These are like distant relative. And Charles Kushner was not the bag man laundering money for Trump. Hunter has been out there laundering money for his dad, okay, for years. Taking the diamond from the Chinese. Remember that diamond he got and all that other crap? Give me a freaking break.
At Charles Kushner, just as an example.
Oh, yeah, that's just the same thing. Yeah, that's exactly the same thing.
This is a family member. This is the father-in-law of his daughter, Ivanka. He also, by the...
Okay, if he's a family member, he's the father-in-law of his daughter, Ivanka. Okay, what do you call... What is the name... what is the word, like, you know, you've got uncles, you've got cousins, you've got father-in-law, you've got mother-in-law. What's the name that it describes the relation? Do you know, Kathy? Like, if my daughter gets married, right? Okay, my daughter gets married, her father-in-law, according to Dana Bash, I'm related to my daughter's father-in-law. What's the name that you call that relation? I don't think there is one. No.
The difference is Biden said he wouldn't pardon.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Trump never said I wouldn't pardon.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump never lied about it.
Yeah, no, you could be related to people you're not. I'm not blood related to my daughter. She's adopted. Yeah, what about all that money that he took from the wife of the mayor of Moscow? You're not. I don't think you are related to the father-in-law of your daughter. If you are, if there's a name for that relation.
It's a member of the family. Is that a member of the family, his family?
No, that's not a member of the family. And Charles Kushner was not laundering money and doing dirty deals for Trump. Okay, Trump didn't have him running around getting diamonds from the Chinese for favors. He didn't have him running around Ukraine with fake jobs, setting, you know, and all this crap. I mean, they're really stretching Dana Bash here. This is pretty pathetic.
Paul Manafort, Charles...
I mean, what about Mark Rich with Clinton? You know, the Mark Rich pardon with Bill Clinton, you know why that was controversial? That he did on last night? Because everybody thought that she paid for the pardon with sex. She was, at the time, if you see her now, she's an old lady, but then she was a lot younger, right? This was, you know, and Mark Rich was a guy that...
No, but who had sex with him?
Bill Clinton had, his wife was a Grammy award-winning performer, right? What was her name? Denise? Was it Denise? What was Mark Rich's wife's name? And the whole controversy about that pardon is everyone thought that they paid for the pardon with sex with Bill Clinton, that Mark Rich's wife had sex with Bill Clinton for the pardon. That's what everyone was talking about at the time. Yeah, Denise Rich. Okay? And she's throwing these pardons around. Like, one of the ones that CNN's talking about here is Dinesh D'Souza. You know? Dinesh D'Souza was a victim of political oppression and lawfare from Obama. Obama tried to get Dinesh D'Souza killed. Didn't you see his movie? You know, he put him in a prison. He went to prison, federal prison, on a white-collar crime. They put him in there with rapists and murderers, trying to get Dinesh D'Souza killed. Remember the movie? It's the beginning of the movie. It's not the same thing. Plus, Joe's been running around saying, I will not pardon my son. No, I will not.
Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Charles Kushner, Steve Bannon.
Yeah, Roger Stone. Yeah, that's a legitimate crime. CNN was part of the arresting team of Roger Stone at his house. Remember that during the raid?
And Albert Pirro Jr., who's Judge Janine's...
Oh, and by the way, Dana Bash, Charles Kushner, his proper title is U.S. Ambassador to France, okay? He's the ambassador to France now, Okay, Charles Kushner.
husband rather, and just looking particularly at Charles Kushner,
Oh my goodness.
just as an example.
This is such crap.
A family member. This is the father-in-law of his daughter Ivanka.
This is the father-in-law of his daughter Ivanka. That is not a family member. You might act like your family. You might say you're family, but you're not family. And it's not just blood. There is no name, okay? There is no name for that connection. Hold on. There you go. I know, you gotta love CNN. These people are really stretching.
He also, by the way, Trump also this weekend nominated him to a
Damn straight
prime ambassador post.
That's right, France.
So, if I'm Joe Biden sitting there.
Meanwhile, CNN had a guy on there that was jerking off in public meetings on Zoom to women, and they're taking the moral high ground about Jared Kushner's dad.
Watching the Republicans, I say, give me a break.
Yeah, that's probably one reason why he did it. Now, Jeff is absolutely right, though. This is a stain on his legacy. I mean, what Bill Clinton did in giving a pardon to Mark Rich, of course, the donor to the Clintons, right in the eyes, he was leaving office. That's also a stain on his legacy.
See, they had this video of Bill Clinton on stage with Denise Rich. They were donors, and they were very fresh with one another. That's why everybody thought that the pardon wasn't over donations, that it was that Bill had sex with her.
You mentioned there for Donald Trump, also undoubtedly a state.
Oh, yes, good point. Lisa Beam. Jared's dad, the ambassador to France, had already done his time. As did Stephanopoulos, or not Stephanopoulos. He should do time, Stephanopoulos. Oh shoot, who was the guy that they set up with the? I interviewed him on the podcast. He's got the wife that's like a European model.
Yeah, that she mentioned Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos did his time. Dinesh D'Souza did his time. Kushner's dad did his time. Hunter Biden faced 0 consequences, living a life of crime.
Also, undoubtedly, a stain going forward. The bigger problem for Biden is just they were dishonest. He was dishonest with the American public about whether he would give a pardon. They said pretty flatly right before the election when he was interviewed, when he was still in the race a couple months out, that he would not give a pardon. He said that repeatedly. They said it. Karine Jean-Pierre said it repeatedly to the American public. So that is also not only giving it to his son, and pardons always look bad on a president, particularly if he's doing it for political favors or a family member. But what he said publicly, they were not straight with the American public, and people remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, a stain. I love how they keep talking about this Biden legacy. Right? What is the Biden legacy? Well, I like it. I think this. I know. How can you stain a legacy that's just nothing but stain? There's more stains on the Biden legacy than there was left in the Oval Office when Bill Clinton left. Okay, I mean, give me a freaking break.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God! Could you imagine? George W. Bush should have gone in there with a black light.
You might have.
On CNN and showed everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These people, they're in a panic. Well, this is an interesting thing though with this pardon, because he's still got a couple months left. And usually they do the pardons, the controversial pardons at the end. But see, Biden, these other presidents, they plan on having like a career when they leave. Biden doesn't care, right? He's done. He's not going to get these fake jobs on the board of directors of this or that. He's going to be in adult diapers in Delaware eating pudding and Jell-O, okay? And that's it. So, I'm expecting maybe I would not be surprised if he doesn't pardon his brother and sister. They've been living a whole life of crime for him, too. Mm-hmm. You need a pressure washer for Hunter's hotel rooms. I would not want to stay in a hotel room that Hunter had been in. Hell no. Hell no. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's beautiful. I'm glad he did it. I am so glad he did it. It shows what a corrupt jerk he is, you know. And wait until, yeah, already, they do say that he wears adult diapers. They do say that. Yeah. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. People get old, they need such things, but they're not usually running the United States. But by the way, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. It's a beautiful night here in South Florida. Trump must be in town because the weather's perfect. That's right. Any world leaders come to Mar-a-Lago to kiss his ring today? Michael Todd says, get your popcorn. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get the popcorn. This is amazing. You know, usually president-elects, they don't really do much. Nothing really happens. They're just sitting there biding their time. But I'll tell you one thing that Trump's doing that the other ones have always done. The campaign spokesperson continues that job for the president-elects, and they have regular press conferences. And Carolyn Levitt hasn't had any press conferences. None. And that's very unusual for president-elects. They have regular press conferences. I don't remember if Trump did in his first term or not, but he was talking to the press a lot himself. Other than Tom Homan, there's been really zero communication between Trump, the Trump administration, or the media. And I think that's a great thing. You know, it really, one of the reasons that the media looks so absurd during all of these things is because Trump and the Trump administration aren't getting involved in debates in the media, right? If they go and do interviews and start defending it, they, new member, Gucci MAGA, they, by the way, members, there's some new member emojis, President Trump Christmas emojis. There's a couple that my wife Kathy added over the weekend, so make sure you check those out. Without, J.D. Vance and Trump and Carolyn Levitt, without them having press conferences, they're not giving the media any material. The media, they get the fact of what happened, who got appointed, what Biden did, what this did, and they got to deal with it. And by not doing the interviews, Trump's not giving them any material to go with. It's beautiful. So you get to hear, I mean, you heard Dana Bash. She didn't know what to say. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's nice. It's nice, yeah. The weather's perfect. I don't know. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 52 degrees.
Oh, my goodness. It's 65 degrees. Tonight, a low of 52. Alexa, what's the high tomorrow?
Tomorrow, expect a high of 70 degrees.
High of 70 tomorrow? Holy crap. That's like the dead of winter for Florida.
60 inches of snow.
Christine said it's 28 degrees where she's at. Move to Florida, Christine. I mean, I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, and we're just having a great time. That's Florida. Florida is paradise. That's why President Trump should run the country from Mar-a-Lago. It gets hot during the summer, but that's okay. Wesley, $5 super chat. Thank you. MR was something else. Everything that has been happening in the last week is just, it's fantastical what's been going on. Every day something big has happened. I mean, you've got Mexico, then you've got, before you know it, you got Trudeau, then you got Kash Patel, then we get this pardon, and then Trump tells Hamas that if they don't turn over the hostages, they're dead. It's just the news. There's been major news like every 10 minutes. This is unheard of. Country Carpenter, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hunter, well, the thing with Hunter is he's going to screw up again, and he's not going to have Daddy to bail him out. When Biden leaves office, he's going to be without power or influence anymore. Like Obama still got a lot of influence. Although after he lost this election, he may not have influence, but usually they have a little influence when they leave office. This guy, he's pissed off everyone. And the pardon, there's a universal move among the Democrats that condemn the pardons. It's interesting because yesterday they were trying to defend them, and now today they're all pissed off about them, except Dana Bash. Janine, $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, man, this is just so exciting. This is so exciting. You know, and the news is developing so fast. I have no idea what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on the program. Who knows? You never know. Trump might post something on Truth Social tonight while I'm sleeping, and it'll change everything for tomorrow. I appreciate all that, guys. Nobody cares about the ambassador to France. You know, was it Bill Clinton? I can't remember. The publisher of the Washington Post, the famous lady that ran the Washington Post for years, was the ambassador to France. What ambassadorship is important? There's only a handful. China, Japan, and Mexico right now, because there's a crisis with Mexico, right? You know, maybe that'll be Carrie Lake's job, ambassador to Mexico. Ambassador to France, that's a ceremonial position. You know, it's not. But what is a significant thing that an ambassador from France has been involved in our lifetime? Can you think of anything? The last time the U.S. ambassador to France had anything to do was probably when Hitler invaded in 1940. That's a very ceremonial position. But they have a beautiful residence for the ambassador. I've seen the U.S. ambassador's residence in France. It's like a French estate. Naples, Florida. Welcome, Matthew. Ellen's doing. See, I think Ellen is hiding out in England from depositions from the P. Diddy case. That's what I think. She was such good friends with him. Why did she dye her hair? Ocala. Welcome, Ocala. That's right. That's right. MAGA, Florida. You can't wait for it all to be exposed. It's all getting exposed. Wait until Kash Patel and Pam Bondi start opening up the files on things like the break-in of Mar-a-Lago. And we find out what went into the break-in at Mar-a-Lago. I think they're going to release all the information about the wiretapping on Trump Tower from 2016. Why would they not? Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have been very vocal against all of these things. And, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of very scared people in D.C. right now. They should be. They've been doing crime. You know, they've been doing crime. It's hard to feel bad for Ellen. Please. Ellen has a reputation of being a very nasty bully boss, very nasty person.
Got you that dark MAGA shirt there.
Oh, cool.
Scroll down.
Oh, yeah. Do you see the dark MAGA shirt underneath me on the screen? Kathy just ordered it for me. Cool. Can never have enough shirts that have MAGA or Trump on them, right? Absolutely. No, this is going to be a great time. You know, John Bolton. What a jerk, John Bolton. I mean, with his barbershop quartet mustache. Can you imagine how disgusting it must be to go and eat with John Bolton? There's no way he doesn't get that mustache filled with whatever he's eating. But John Bolton, he compared Kash Patel. Listen to this. This is John Bolton's snake. John Bolton compares Kash Patel to Stalin's secret police chief and urges the Senate to unanimously reject him. I mean, the FBI has been breaking into Trump's houses and spying on him and harassing him for 10 years, right? Remember what Peter Strzok and Lisa Page said in the text? They went out and got copies of all the president's men, and they said this is their manual on how to bring down Trump. But Kash Patel, who's going to expose all that lawfare, he's the secret police chief. Well, I don't think he'll be doing much in secret. South Florida two-step, welcome. First time watching a night video. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure that you subscribe if you're new to my channel. If you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. This was just a great Thanksgiving. I mean, it's just so much happening. My favorite thing was Trudeau coming here and kissing Trump's butt. I think that was my favorite. That was just the best Do you think that Trudeau was humiliated? How could he not be? Flying all the way down here? Please don't bring don't bring the tariffs on. What do you want me to do to not do that? Oh. He was like Johnny Fontaine in The Godfather. Please, Godfather, please help me. It was not the kind of move that a leader of a major country would do. That's for sure. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to take off. Thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow morning. All right, take care. Have a good night, everyone.